Checking in with some drivers here on a beautiful Monday afternoon here in Syracuse. This guy right here is a second-generation driver, won a championship last year up at Can Am. One of the divisions that is really picking up in the North Country and even up in Canada is 602 crate sprints. And Josh Verne Jr. won 6 races up at Can Am last year and the championship. Also traveled up to Brockville, picked up some top 5s up there. I understand the division is in the teens to maybe even 20 at Brockville, somewhere right around a dozen at Can Am. So let's head up to Teresa, New York. You might have heard of this place. That's where Lance Willix is from, actually. And actually, Josh is right next to their family's business where they do bottles and cans and stuff like that. 22-year-old Josh Verne Jr. joins us here. How you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
Good. So I got to feel great to come up there and get a championship. Sounds like it was a good year, was it?
Yeah, it was a good year for the most part. I mean, we got 6 wins, but only 8 races with all. There were so many rainouts, so we had 6 wins in 2 seconds, so I can't complain about that.
Really? You had only 8 races? Man, that had to be rough.
Yeah, but luckily we got to Brockville 4 or 5 times. Did pretty decent over there. Probably should have picked up a win, but I was still learning the track, and we don't have a notebook for there yet. So
yeah, makes sense. And Brockville, let's be honest, that's a tiny track.
Oh yeah, going from Can Am to Brockville, especially my first time ever seeing the place this year, was a learning curve for sure.
Why? What were you maybe not doing as well as you should have? Was it more the setup, or was it more how you were driving it? Where do you think you need to improve at Brockville?
It's just so tight. I mean, there's not a lot of room to think. Once you get behind somebody, you're in their dirty air, and there's not. Like Can Am, you can kind of enter so many different ways. Brockville's just so tight.
Okay. So is it more setup, you think, or more you, or maybe a little bit of both?
Definitely both for sure. I mean, there was nights where I wasn't, I didn't do my job. There were some nights the car didn't do its job, and we just weren't good enough really up there. But
well, they say if you're good at short tracks, it helps on the bigger tracks. Are they right?
I don't know. I cut my teeth at Evans Mills, so
short
asphalt, track, of course. But, I grew up at Can Am, so my dad kind of had a good idea how to tell me how to drive that place, and I have a lot of good teachers in my corner. So Can Am was really, we picked up there rather fast, and I mean we were good at Brockville. We were contending for wins, just didn't get the win that I was looking for.
Okay, how was the track up at Can Am this year? How were things up there?
They were pretty good. I mean, I personally like it when it gets, icy top to bottom. Yeah. So there was a couple nights like that, but these crates are hard when the track's really wet and really fast because there's just clean air is everything.
Sure.
And so everybody's fast when it's like that. But when it cleaned off, it really, separated us, and I felt like we were really good and could pass some cars, which is hard to do in our class. And, I can't complain about the track. We had one bad night, but that was it.
Okay. And what he's talking about with the air guys, this is not like NASCAR where you do want to tuck in and, that way you've got a little extra throttle waiting there for you. But with the sprint cars, you want to get the air on the wing and especially the front wing. So it's very common when you go into a corner and you do suck up behind somebody, it takes the air off the wing. Basically, it can push you almost right up the racetrack, right, Josh?
Yeah, it's like driving into a wall. I mean, you can't get it to do what it wants to do.
So every time you go in a corner, you need to be very, very conscious of that, don't you?
Yeah, especially at the big track, because you hit a little bit of air and then push or slide or whatever. Everybody's going so fast, you're losing half a second, not just a tenth with a mistake.
Can you feel it before it happens, or you just need to be aware of it?
You racing them, I have 2 years experience now. Like, I know what's coming, so I try not to enter behind anyone because I know you can definitely feel it. You can feel it more, I would say. Like, they say clean air is bigger at the big tracks, but when it gets tight at Brockville, I feel it more because you just can't turn, and then the corner's so short already.
Interesting. I guess I thought it would have been the other way around.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt it more at Brockville. I felt it more at Cornwall.
Another small track.
Yeah, and Ohsweken, that place is, next level awesome. That's the best facility I've ever been to in my life.
I've heard that. I haven't been up there yet, but I got to make a trip up there. Glenn Stiers and his crew do it. I've seen some videos from there, so it is as nice as it looks when I watch these videos?
Oh, hands down. I mean, and Glenn, we actually picked him up as a sponsor this year. He's coming along with us.
Oh, good.
super excited to have him. Really the nicest dude anybody could ever meet. Him and his staff, from top to bottom, they're just top of the line professional. Whether they know you or they don't, they'll treat you with the utmost respect in that place. Yeah, if you haven't been, you got to go.
Yeah, and that's what I kind of gathered from my conversations with Glenn. He just seems like a cool guy, top to bottom, and drives a lot of excellent stuff. But you guys have starters, right?
We don't know.
Oh, okay. But they have an extra track, I guess, where they push you off so you could drive right out on the track?
Yeah, Ohsweken, they got a little, kind of like a little go-kart track, so they'll push you on the go-kart track, and you'll be pacing around, so when it's your turn, you just drive up the ramp a little bit, and you're on the track.
Speeds up the show, too, because now you don't have to wait for the temperatures to come up because you're there, right?
What'd you say?
You don't have to wait for the temperature to come up either now, so you pull on the track, form up, and get the white and go pretty much, right?
Oh, yeah. You're already heated up, and you're pretty much ready to go. Yeah, everything up there is like, it's just top notch. All the pits are paved. Nobody's getting dirty. He's got,
wow.
You got wash bays. So you can wash your car.
Really?
The event up there was a 2-nighter, so we stayed overnight up there, and you know what I mean. You're racing with 50 cars up there too.
Really? In the crate division?
Yeah, for the crate nationals, I think one night there was 51, and one night there was 50.
Wow. Did you get in both nights?
Yeah, we finished the big night. We finished 6th, and the next night we got 8th.
Not bad for 50 cars. So, all right, guys. So if you haven't been up there, I haven't been up there either. And it's one of those tracks that's kind of on my list. And Josh just convinced me even more that I need to get up there. So Glenn, I'll be calling you soon, and we'll make sure. We have a different car in the shop. You told me.
Yeah, we just picked up a roller from Jeff Cook. He's been a big help last year, the year before. He was, we were just new to this a couple years ago, and he was always a big help, and he's going to go enjoy his retirement. We figured we'd take a car off his hands.
Yeah.
And, it's always better to have 2 of these things because usually when you're wrecking these, you wreck hard. And we've been lucky to avoid that. But just to have one is, good to fall back on.
So do we have everything to need to have 2 complete cars, or are there still some things we need to acquire?
Nope. We had last year we purchased a new motor, so we have our spare from last year. We'll just drop it in. Jeff gave us a complete roller, so we'll have 2 cars ready to go with spares for both of them. So
fantastic.
This is definitely the most prepared we've ever been.
Sounds good. Could you race this weekend?
We could have my last year's car ready in about a day.
Okay. All right. So we're in good shape then, all across the board then. So awesome.
Yeah, we're in good shape.
Nice.
Me, my dad, my uncle, we've all been, getting after it, and I drive these things, and I'm very fortunate to have all these people help me out.
Yeah, let's look at the picture there. There's a whole bunch of folks. There's some even out of the frame from this picture that you're looking at from one of his wins last year up at Can Am. So, been a snowy year up in Teresa. I was watching the radar there a couple of weeks ago. You guys got pounded, didn't you?
Yeah, it's never fun up here, but they say early spring, hot summer, so that'll be nice.
Okay.
Can Am schedule just came out. We're on there April 12th, so.
Ooh, going nice and early this year.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to go, but we'll be ready.
Well, hopefully they have a lot drier weather up there because 8 shows. That's tough up there. So hopefully it's a nice dry. Well, not too dry, but you know what I mean. At least hopefully dry on race days anyway. So got some folks you want to say thanks to, Josh?
Yeah, obviously my parents, they've supported me, whether it was the 4-cylinder days, late model sprint cars. My Uncle G, he's been a huge help getting, sponsors, helping the garage. My grandparents, obviously, like I said, it's cool to have a guy like Glenn Stiers come on board with us. I know we plan to follow, I think we're going to follow the championship series at points at Brockville, Can Am. I don't know yet. We're probably going to be hit and miss there because, like I said, Ohsweken is just a next level facility. And if it wasn't 6 hours away, I'd be there every Friday. And I know we're going to want to be up there, so we'll see how it goes. We'll definitely run our fair share here. So I just want to thank everybody involved, Sean Donnet, Jeff Cook, everybody that supports me.
We got to cut it here. I got running out of time here, Josh. Make sure to subscribe, guys. Josh, when you get the first win, make sure to message me, and we'll get you back on. Okay, man?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Sorry we ran out of time, guys, but 10 minutes goes by very quickly.